Hey, Gemini. Mel, Intuitive Soul Coach here. Excited to bring to you your January 2025 career and money reading. Welcome back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, 2025 already. Now I am getting the most peculiar visual at this time, and I'm going to share it with you to see how it plays out into your reading. I am seeing the pages, specifically the Page of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles holding hands. And I'm hearing them almost in that childlike voice, because pages can represent children or the seeds of potential. And I'm hearing, Red Rover, send the Page of Wands right over. Now, how interesting is that? Because it almost feels like that Page of Wands energy, which is the student of life. He's very curious and creative, and he holds that seed of spiritual and divine inspiration. And I feel like you are inviting that into your life. There could even be a message coming in, because the pages represent messages as well. And specifically, that Page of Wands is a message about your career, your project, or even a course of study. So that is something you may be inviting in. So I'm really excited to see how this pans out for you. So right off the bat, we have the Lovers showing up. And with all that page energy, some of you really are working with the inner child, okay? Maybe you actually work with children for some of you. This could also be a childhood dream that is showing up. You could also be going back, like I said, to school, and there's the Page of Cups, beautiful, in your energy. So Page of Cups is showing up here to remind you that it's important to be curious and playful and keep that heart open, especially with the Lovers centered here in your energy, because there's something really beautiful coming in. And again, holding hands, there's a sense of togetherness. And even though in that game, Red Rover, sometimes they're holding hands to keep something out, but I actually feel like that they're inviting in the Page of Wands. So instead of keeping it out, they can combine and join resources, join hands, come together. So all four of those pages manifest into an ace, right? Manifest into a new opportunity. So I'll be curious to see what we have coming in for you. Gemini, I feel like this is a really good year, and we actually have the ace showing up here. Oh, I love this. So let's dive in. You have the Book card. This is about paperwork, contracts, learning as you go, writing, taking a class, education, law. Some of you could be writing a book. You could be turning the next, turning a page in the chapter of your career, your finances. Some of you are really digging into the magic. You see that the stars are flipping open these pages. Again, pages. Wow. The pages are opening. The pages are magical. They're coming alive, hence the visual that I was receiving. So there's something with the pages of your storybook that you are tapping into. This is beautiful, Gemini. Some of you, this is your year to embrace new opportunities, to write some chapters in your storybook, and maybe even rewrite history in some way. And what does that mean? It means that we are looking at it from a new perspective. I was just listening to this Bashar podcast this morning about, rewriting history, and history is our present, and it really talked about the basis of there is no future, there is no past, everything is in the now, and that is a big key to rewriting history in a sense. So for some of you, you're learning about maybe the law of attraction, or you're learning about staying present. Some of you are going back and getting, a bachelor's or a certification of some sort. But for the majority of you, this is you flipping through those pages and inviting that magical page of wands, because the wands represent inspiration, creativity, passion, and spiritual energy, which we see taking over this book. So what does that mean? In the present month of January, this is the coins. This means that you have the ability to manifest money and wealth. This is good investments coming in here for you. Some of you could be in sales or finance. You may be looking at these things, getting them in order. Some of you with the law, maybe you're looking at taxes or connecting to a financial advisor. You could even be taking classes on like business. I'm getting that for you here as well. You could be getting a raise, and there is luck showing up here because you've created this. You've created it by inviting that page in, and instead of keeping it out, right? Instead of keeping it out, it's almost like there's been a little bit of a wall up, hence Red Rover, Red Rover. But I feel like you're inviting it in to embrace the energy, not keep it out. So it sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but I feel like you've been working on how to invite something in and how to, truly bring in that law of attraction, how to become that vibration and match, but through the sense of discovery, through the eyes of childlike wonder. And what we have in the near future is taking off. It says here, things will take off much sooner than you expected. Now is a good time to take action. There is no stopping you now. So I definitely see you moving towards, a brighter future ahead. For those of you that had a little bit of a difficult year, or if there has been opportunities that you were blocked against or walled up against, I feel like that page of wands is some sort of message, communication, or opportunity that you are inviting in. So bottom of the deck, you have perfectionist. Surprise, surprise, not really. This is a theme that's been coming up throughout all of the readings so far. And you're only the third one, Gemini, but it's perfectionism stalls us, right? It keeps us stuck. And the message I've been hearing is progress, not perfection. Progress, not perfection, because you've gained some wisdom. You have learned some valuable lessons in the past around perfectionism. And sometimes this can even be really taking a look at your finances, because this perfectionist piece may have caused delays. It says you'll never get ahead if you don't overcome the fear of failure, or the fear of having everything in its perfect place before you're able to launch or before you're able to move forward. And this could also be control. This has to do a lot with controlling an environment. And because some of you in the past, there's been a situation out of your control, you learn lessons that you can apply to this perfectionist piece. You are enough, Gemini. You have what it takes to improve your finances. That is what you've learned. That is what you are implementing. And that's why there are new opportunities coming in. So let's dive into your tarot. You have the Lovers starting off, which is beautiful. This is love in all forms. It's commitment, but it's also about making choices that balance out the head and the heart. This is, Gemini, your energy around balance. And I feel like some of you may have been stuck in a bad dynamic at work where you didn't have the heart in it. Maybe now you finally are loving what you're doing, or you're bringing more of that playfulness into the mix. And as they say, the falling piece is easy. So falling into love with what you do because it's exciting to you, it's adventurous, it's new, but maintaining that can be difficult. And some of you, you've maintained it for quite some time where you just kind of fell out of love with something, and that's okay as well. But I feel like you may be opening up to new opportunities, but you're still keeping the heart open, and you're finding that balance by making choices with the heart, but then letting the head help you figure out how. So the lovers is your key centralized energy, which is you, Gemini. So I definitely feel like you are exactly where you are meant to be. And you have that page of cups here in your energy. So you are keeping yourself open to focusing on what your heart wants at this time and keeping that balance. Now you have the Knight of Cups. Sometimes that Knight of Cups is a bit of a trickster, okay? Or at least that's the fear, because this is your crossing path. Now the Knight of Cups, what I mean by trickster is sometimes our emotions can trick us into doing certain things that, if we don't have that balance between the head and the heart, we can fall back on something. We're like, oh, wait a second, should I have made that choice? And I feel like you don't want to do that. So when this Knight of Cups shows up, this is joy. This is reminding yourself to be open and to find balance, but yet not be overly naive, because sometimes that Knight of Cups can be a little bit naive. Sometimes that's that page as well. And I feel like it's important to be logical, right? It's important to not jump into anything too quickly without thinking things through. And that's why the lovers is your centralized energy, because it's making a choice from the heart, but then using the brain to execute some plans of yours. And I feel like then when those two are on board, then you're able to fully move forward and walk the path of the Knight of Cups. And you can have fun doing it as well. So for some of you, there's been a challenge in, reconnecting to what it is that you love. You may be thinking, well, Mel, I used to enjoy this, but I don't anymore. So are there new opportunities out there for me? Well, you're inviting some sort of inspiration in with that Knight of Wands, even though I don't see that here. And the reason why is because you're holding hands, right? Page of Cups is holding hands with that Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, meaning the Wands isn't quite here yet, but you are drawing it in. And I see that with your outcome. So as this crossing your energy, the Knight of Cups, it's saying be open to a new emotional experience, but finding that balance in all things and knowing that joy is available, and not letting the mind even or the heart at times, or the emotional piece, trick you into something that's unachievable or unattainable. Okay, because I do see that there's a new beginning, and this feels more concrete, more solid. And I feel like you having a good plan, bringing that head and the heart piece together, is really going to allow you to move forward. So what's below you, Gemini? The Moon. There's been a lot of uncertainty. So no wonder you're faced with a choice here, because the Moon is seeing through the shadows. The Moon is psychic powers and vision. Some of you, Gemini, are highly intuitive and very spiritual. You may even receive prophetic insights. Some of you, your dreams are very pronounced, especially in the deep past. Some of you may have really had a dream that you recall like it was yesterday. This also has to do with your fears. Your fears are being exposed in order for you to make some new choices when it comes to your finances and your money. And what do I always say about fear? False evidence appearing real. And maybe that's what you feel is tricking you. You feel like that fear piece is tricking you to maybe feel things that they're based on, anxieties and fears and being held back. But the dolphin is playful. If you've ever swam with dolphins, their energy is very mystical, very magical, and you just soak it in and you can't help but smile and just feel lighthearted and refreshed. And I feel like that's what you are being asked to drop into, that energy. So in the recent past, we do have the Queen of Cups, the jellyfish. This is beautiful. This is, again, someone who is highly intuitive, a healer, an empath, a psychic, a tarot reader, or someone in the caring, healing profession. Now, even if you work in accounting, even if you work as, a baker, you're still being of service in some way, and you're still, great at, what you do. But I feel like this is about radiance. Do you radiate that love and that energy, just like the jellyfish here? Jellyfish are very intuitive, and I feel like you've received some psychic visions in the recent past that you are meant to explore. You're meant to invite some new energies in. Now, what's coming in above you, Gemini, is the white buffalo. This is one of my favorites. It's the Ace of Pentacles. Remember what I said about all 4 pages are manifesting the new beginning, right? The Ace. This is about prosperity, divine gifts, and because there's been a lost opportunity in the past, something has been disconnected, hence the calling in of the Page of Wands. I feel like that's where that fear stems from. There's been a lost opportunity, or perhaps some sort of delay when it comes to this new beginning or this new start. But the white buffalo brings in a lot of divine gifts. I mean, the aces are gifts. And so I feel like you're not just inviting in that Page of Wands. You may be surprised when that white buffalo stampedes in, but it's not a fear-based energy that you feel. It's almost like a warm, welcoming home. So whatever this new beginning is for you, maybe it is a new job. It could be, moving, relocating in order for you to fulfill some new dreams of yours. I feel like this is big. It is the start of a new year. Pentacles are years. So I feel like you're setting the groundwork here, and you are becoming that vibrational match to really turn some pages here and learn as you go. It's okay to learn as you go. That's something you've learned in the past, is to trust in the unknown, because the owl is nocturnal, right? The owl does its hunting at night. So there's something about the nighttime being very magical for you. Maybe that's when you're most psychic, or again, you're receiving a lot of downloads during your dream state or while you're meditating as well. Now, the moon is also Pisces energy, Gemini, and in January on the 28th, we shift out of Aries and Libra, North and South Node, into Pisces and Virgo. And Pisces energy is highly intuitive, and I see that you're getting a strong taste of that here with the Lovers and the Queen of Cups and this moon. So you're really tapping into your spiritual side, and I feel like you're blending it in with that Virgo energy of your everyday life. So you're putting a magical touch here on everything you do in your waking life. In the near future, we have Justice, the elephant. Now, I think I saw one time, maybe it was on Water for Elephants, the movie. Elephants, they never forget. They're very intelligent creatures, actually, but this is about righted wrongs. And, elephant are hunted for their tusks. That's not right. So there's something here about protection. You are protected here. You're doing the right thing instead of an act of greed or an act of materialism, right? Like hunting the tusks of an elephant. So I feel like the way that you go about making your money is based on authenticity, based on truth, not based on materialism or greed. This is about natural laws. It's about the truth. It's about karma. And when justice shows up, Libran energy, which is your fellow air mate, this is retribution and accountability. So if it feels like things have been difficult for you, or if you've gone through some karma, I just see things being balanced out here, especially with the lovers showing up as your centered energy. So trusting that the heart is reopening to the things that feel and align more spiritually, intuitive, and emotionally. So something is being balanced out for you, and that natural law, right? It's the universal laws, the laws of karma, the laws of attraction, the laws of cause and effect. I mean, I didn't make these laws up. They're laws that are in place that are based on, I feel fact. And this is about you staying in your integrity as well, holding your integrity, holding your truth, and trying not to deviate even when that devil tries to sneak in and tempt you or hold you back. All right. So we see some balance coming in that's actually bringing in new beginnings. And maybe that's why the pages again are holding hands, because the three, right? I said the three pages. So threes are about harmony, union, advancement, and maybe it takes three for there to be some sort of collab that actually brings in that final page. So maybe something had come in threes for you. Maybe this is working with three individuals. It can be wearing many different hats where there's three big projects that you may be working on. So three is a significant number here for you. Now here you are showing up as the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups has surprising insights. They are the artist, right? They are the artist, but there's room for growth with pages. There's always room for growth because they are still students, right? They're still students, which I feel like we're all students, Gemini. We're constantly learning, but sometimes we are being called to master something. And I feel like you're a student who's an artist, excuse me, an artist at heart. So whatever it is that you do to make a living, it's important that you are the ultimate alchemist, that you have a full palette with paints of every color so you can create what you want on your canvas. And that's what I see you doing. And you're receiving some insights in what to create. That's why we're turning the pages here. So you are getting a lot of downloads with this Piscean energy activated. This is also coming up for air. So for some of you, if you've been really going hard at it and you've been in your emotions or you've been in your spiritual practices, I feel like now's the time to take something and apply that stroke of the paintbrush, apply that to your canvas. It almost feels like you've been guided to pick some certain colors that you want to work with. I'm getting blues and yellows for you. So blues are throat chakra energy, about communication and creative expression. And the yellows are the solar plexus, which is about your power, your confidence, and its warmth as well. So, excuse me, one moment, Gemini, I'm going to grab a drink. How interesting, talking about the throat chakra, and my throat starts to give out there. So it's important that you speak up. It's important that you speak your world into existence. And that's what I feel the Page of Cups is reminding you of. But you have the support, you have the resources of the swords, of the pentacle here as well. And it's important to stop, right? It's important to come up for air, just like I just did there. I paused the video so I could take a drink. And I feel like filling your cup was the message there. It's important to make sure that you are taking life in just as much as you are putting it out there. All right, what's going on in your environment? You have here the hummingbird, 4 of Wands. Now it's interesting. I have no idea. Your fear Wow, your fear, hope and fear card just flew off. I didn't even see it earlier. I'd have to rewind the video. And I'm wondering why you had a rando card that wasn't even on the spread here. But this is in your hopes and fears position, and I haven't even quite dug in yet to the environment, so we'll talk about that first. But there is some sort of homecoming. There's a rest after labor. This is the card of nirvana. So the Four of Wands is beautiful. It's the 1111 energy. Some of you, there's going to be a celebration that brings in a deep sense of foundation, a deep sense of stability. So you're celebrating a win here. You're celebrating a new opportunity, Ace of Pentacles. And I feel like it really helps out your family and it helps out you. And this is beautiful. I mean, who doesn't want a little bit of nirvana in their life? And I see that you're making choices that feel like they're coming from a higher level, a higher energy or a higher vibration. Hence the hummingbird vibrates at a higher frequency. Now, we're going to talk about this Queen of Swords that I don't know how I didn't see it earlier, but that could be for a reason, something that you don't see, a hope or a fear. And I feel in this case, it's a hope, like something you were trying to manifest, but it may come in out of the blue for you. And it's this Queen of Swords energy. And she is profound. She is quick-witted. She's highly intuitive. I mean, she's showing up here as the jaguar. And that jaguar is swift, right? She hones in on her prey and she knows what she wants and she focuses intently on it until she's ready to strike. And I see here that the fears are, what if I face some demons? What if there are other jaguars that are going for the same thing that I'm going for? Or what if I get there and my prey or whatever it is that you are directing your energy towards fights back? What if there's some sort of obstacle that you face? But I feel like the hope is, yes, there may be things that come in out of the blue, things that are outside of your control. But if you remember your energy, I mean, this is swords, this is you. If you remember your skills and your talents and where you come from, I feel like you're going to apply situations with a suave, smooth, graceful energy. And whatever you set your focus on, you're not going to let those distractions and those fears take you down. I mean, can you imagine the jaguar being taken down here? It would take a fight. And I feel like you're coming back from something that has been difficult, but you're more powerful than ever before. So again, so interesting how this wasn't even showing up on the spread. So there's something with this manifesting into your outcome, which your outcome is the Two of Cups. The outcome is coming together, right? And it may be that the message of the Queen of Swords is, even when things come in out of the blue or they're unexpected or they're not put in the right spot for you, right? The puzzle pieces seem to be a little scattered. You have everything you need to bring it together, to relocate that missing piece in order for it to be a perfect fit. And that's what the Two of Cups is all about. Perfect harmony, sacred union, and attraction. That law of attraction, bringing something together here that really is a game changer for you, Gemini. So expect some contracts. This could be soul contracts, sacred contracts, a new partnership coming in, working with a new business, a new corporation, new clientele. I just feel like this is such a magical, beautiful energy for you in the month of January that fuels you with the momentum that you need to really take off in your business or take off in your career. And things will take off sooner for you than expected. So take action. There is no stopping you now. Beautiful. Gemini, let's get a message here from the wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have for Gemini, please? For money, finances, career, abundance. We have the Y card. Remember what I told you about things that are out of your control? You do have this new beginning coming in. So in the near future, something is being balanced out. Even if you can't see it right now, that Queen of Swords showed up last minute. And it's like, I knew it was there, but my attention and my focus wasn't on that. So maybe there's also a message here of releasing an expectation or not focusing on something that is outside of your control, trying to release that, because spirit knows what spirit's doing, right? Spirit is helping you out in the best possible way. But this is our motives driving intention, the power of knowing our why. And the prosperity message for you, Gemini, is this. It's also card 31. Maybe the 31st is a big date for some of you, or 31 could be an age. Knowing the motives behind your career and creative ventures is the ticket to your greatest success. It's time to ask yourself some probing questions. Are you driven by a desire to serve? Does your prosperity impact the greater good? When you envision your most prosperous life, are you guided by a sense of purpose or by a need to make money, acquire things, save for the future, or all of these? Gemini, no motive is bad or good, but having agendas hidden from yourself will lead to disappointment and possibly failure. So I'm going to go back here to that Queen of Swords that was hidden from the spread, even though it was there. And I feel like I looked at it once, but I didn't really question it until we got to your environment. How interesting was that? It's like the hopes and the fears, something in your environment, you'll finally be able to see. And I feel like that's that moon, right? Seeing through the shadow, seeing through, and maybe taking accountability here with that justice. It says, no motive is bad or good, but having agendas hidden from you will lead to disappointment and failure. Be clear about why you want things the way you do. If your motives are true, accept them. If they are not, change them so you can step into your extraordinary life. Now, the protection message, which I don't even feel like it's going to apply too much because you're wrapping up this cycle. 31 happens to be the last day of a month as well. So there is a cycle you're wrapping up, but I'll read it for those of you that it may resonate with. Sometimes subconsciously, there's that moon, denying the truth may drive you towards a specific outcome that actually aligns with an intention hidden from your awareness. For example, you may want to be prominent in your profession, but your desire is not really about sharing your talents, but about making yourself feel better, because fame would cause people to admire and approve of you. Or you may want to reunite with someone. Okay, this could be anyone in your life who rejected you, because you believe that love continues to be strong, but deep down what you really want is to have the last word. Now is the time for deep soul searching of the why that drives your choices, because choices is the primary energy with the Lovers. And like it says here, and I really can't emphasize enough, there is no good or bad or right or wrong motive. It has to do with what motive is based in your truth, okay? Because that's what's going to allow you to invite in that Page of Wands. That's going to allow you to turn some pages in your chapter here. It says, what you uncover will set you free and bring you ever closer to the happiness you seek. Absolutely. And that's where that Ace of Pentacles comes in. Now, last but not least, let's get a few messages from your spirit animals. And Gemini, at this time, I ask if you can, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, the belly area. Nice big inhale. Hold it as long as you can. And release through the mouth with a nice big sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first animal or animals that show up in your mind's eye. Now this could be an animal that flies high in the sky. It could be an animal that swims deep in the sea. Perhaps your animal is wild, magical, mystical, or even domesticated. This could be a pet that's crossed over the Rainbow Bridge, or maybe one that you currently have at your home. It can even be an animal that's crossed your path recently in the great outdoors, or maybe even visited through your dreams. There is no right or wrong answer, Gemini. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, where I draw one winner around the first of the month and post right back here on the channel, all you need to do is drop your animals in the comment section below, and be sure to hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. All right, Gemini, you have some interesting creatures. You have the Minotaur. There's the Minotaur here. He's all about puzzle solving, and we just talked about the puzzle, right? He is full of solar energy. He also can be conflicted, right? There can be conflict here around his energy, but he has the ability to solve problems rationally, but also use the energy of the planet, right? Solar energy from the sun. And I was getting that warmth, that sun energy coming in. So I feel like you are diving into solving some really big things here, Gemini, and you have the brain, you have the heart to do it. Minotaur, beautiful. Next, you have the salmon. This is new ideas. This is divination. And I love the salmon showing up here, because the salmon actually swim upstream at certain times in order for them to, I think, like lay their eggs or spawn or whatever it may be here. But I feel like it's important that you implement these new ideas and trust in your divine path. They're also that really vibrant color of red. So there's something around your stability increasing because of your ideas, and sometimes it does require you to swim upstream, maybe go back into a situation in order to solve it. All right, but you have the Minotaur here. You have the ability to overcome conflict when it comes to finances and abundance. You have the koala showing up, the koala, and this is all about circumspection, stability, and tribe. So I love this because I'm getting that Page of Cups vibe here for you. And then lastly, you have the lion. The lion represents strength, represents mind over matter, love wins, and this is majestic energy here. He is the majesty. So again, mind over matter, which we talk about with the mind, with the lovers, and love wins. It is all about the mind here. And it is all about, your strength. You have the ability to overcome any setbacks, any limitations, any self-sabotage that you are currently facing, and to move forward with pride. Move forward in your majestic kingdom that you're creating. Beautiful. So again, we have the lion, the koala, the salmon, and the Minotaur. So drop your animals below. Last but not least, let's get a message here from your soul's truth. What does your soul want you to know? Final message from your soul, please. Are you afraid to be seen? The world doesn't want you to hold back any longer. Time to shine your unique light on the world. You were made from love, and from love you are whole. There is no more hiding. There is no more shame. There is only truth. Live naked and free. And whenever I read that saying, live naked and free, that means be open to vulnerability. Because vulnerability is our greatest strength. Today's soul action, Gemini. What parts of you do you hide so you can be socially accepted and fit in? Are you being authentic? Do you allow yourself to be all of you? And what do you need to feel so that you can be safe to be seen? There's the feelings. There's the Page of Cups. Go back into your feels. Experiment with that a bit and journal those answers. That is what I have for you, Gemini. Powerful month ahead. You may want to come back to this reading or watch it again. I feel like there's so many beautiful tidbits of information here for you, but I really love the path that you are on. If you continue to open up and invite that Page of Wands into your energy, I feel like the sky's the limit, and you are setting the groundwork for a brand new beginning, a beginning of opportunity, divine gifts, and long-term growth, because that Ace of Pentacles starts out but has the ability to grow into that 10 of Pentacles. That is what I have for you, Gemini. If you like the reading, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and do drop your power animal in the comment section below. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Lots of love.